What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Nyla Monroe. And baby, it's time for a reality check, okay? Now, I just got done watching the Baddies USA Chapter 1 reunion. And let me just say this. It was a lot going on, but at the same time, not enough, okay? What are y'all doing? We got weird energy, unfinished conversations, people not really saying what they want to say, keeping it surface level, and a whole lot of moments where I'm just like, are y'all being real or are y'all just playing a role right now? Because something about this reunion felt a little off. And I'm not just talking about the fights. So yeah, we about to get into it. Now, I'm not sure how long this video is about to be because overall this was such a snooze fest. But I'm gonna point out what was even the slightest bit intriguing to me. So just make sure that y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below because I want to hear y'all opinions, okay? Now, let's get straight into it. First of all, let's get into Janisha real quick because baby, every single time she steps out, it's giving class, it's giving composure, very demure. She ain't never got to do too much, but I feel like she looks better each and every reunion. Janisha is that girl, honey, and I love how no matter what's going on around her, she never looks messy. Like, she stays in her lane and still runs the whole reunion, baby. She ain't never got to do too much, never, and she never got to step out of character either. But I ain't even gonna say too much because I got a little theory brewing and I'm gonna save that for my next video. So the show started out with Natalie and Compton AV performing the Yaya song. They ate that up, very much tea, okay, period. And I feel like Natalie is getting so much better with her performances. So yes, they ate that up for sure. Now we got Janisha, Saucy, and Bobby doing their thing, but I'm not gonna lie, that audience was more entertaining than half the cast. Like, the crowd was really giving more than the girls at certain points, and that says a lot. So they bring Natalie out, but my thing is, Natalie said she was gonna come in and clock tea, but every time they asked her something real, she laughed it off, changed the subject, or said bring the next person out. Like, girl, you can't say you standing on business and then not stand on it. She was so damn drunk. Like, what is your issue, girl? I thought you were the CEO. But anyway, so they're asking about DTB and whether or not she thinks Diamond's gonna come out and sneak her, and then she gets to taking off them boots. I really can't take Natalie serious though. I'm just like, girl, next. So they bring out Suki with the good coochie, and she announced the day of the reunion that she was pregnant, I believe. And Bobby was talking about Suki with the fertile coochie. He had me cracking up with that. She mentioned how she was pregnant before filming the show and didn't know. So they were asking all kinds of questions, but Bobby was like, fuck all that. Who the baby daddy? And then he started insinuating that it was somebody from Zeus. And she like, I don't have to fuck nobody on Zeus. I get paid to show up. So she shut that down. And then Janisha redirected the dialogue. And she like, let Suki know that she definitely came on and gave us a show, an amazing show. Which she was being funny because Suki actually maced Gretchen and then literally ended up macing other baddies, including her own friend Sapphire. If I was Sapphire, bitch, I'm not taking no fades when it came to that. She was just trying to redeem herself from the last season they were on where she didn't have Suki's back. Suki also mentioned that Gretchen was playing dirty as well. She had a lock and a sock and all type of shit. And Suki already knew it. So she was just like, fuck it. Like, she a real gangster. And she like, okay, we playing dirty. That's what it's going to be. And so she maced Gretch. And then Saucy mentions how Lex was walking around outside after Suki and Gretch fought at the house. And she was acting like she was looking for Suki. And Suki said she wasn't hiding. She was outside. So she like, Big Lex was not looking for me. But honestly, my opinion about that is like, girl, that shit was obviously set up because Lex waited until she left to do all that. Well, quote unquote left. But I just feel like Lex was told to do that by production. And I don't think Suki was out there still. Or maybe she was, but they were pretending she was gone, which Lex knew. But they just be lying, child. Like, they set everything up. Anyway, this whole time Natalie has just been drunk as hell, child. But then they bring Diamond, the body, out, and she's even more drunk, like real bad. She's slurring her words. She can't even hold herself up for real. But her outfit is really cute. She has on this superhero outfit with the cape. The cape says, "Make baddies great again." But she's so drunk, and I'm just like, girl, I'm not even trying to hear what she got to say. She's slurring her words. She taking forever to say what she needs to say. And she just keeps trying to talk about how Natalie gave her the platform to where it's like, now there's so many people that know her and love her. And she's like, without Natalie, she wouldn't have been at this place. And it's like, girl, I knew you before Baddies, and so many other people did as well. Like, you didn't need Baddies. You didn't need Natalie. But obviously, you know, it was a great push. But it sounds like she's just a kiss ass, and she don't believe in herself for real. Because why are you giving all your success credits to Natalie? We love you because you're you. You're funny as hell. You're beautiful. You will get out there. Like, you know, like, honestly, she a clout chaser, but she knows she a clout chaser. She says it, and it's kind of her personality. You know, she does stuff for clout. So we get that about her, you know, but she's pure entertainment. And so we don't even care. Like, it has nothing to do with Natalie. You could have been on any other show and people were going to find you and love you just because you are you. Girl, don't give all your credit to Natalie. She didn't even give herself any credit whatsoever. She's just talking about Natalie. And it's like, girl, no. Stop sucking on Natalie's chin. Talking about, I love Natalie Nunn, and Natalie Nunn is the reason why y'all love me. Like, girl, please sit down. She drunk as fuck. So is Natalie. Like, they get to doing cartwheels and all this other shit. I'm like, sit the fuck down. So anyway, they bring out Scotty. She looking good. And Janisha starts asking Scotty questions. And she like, you know, you dropped the bomb on everybody. You're pregnant. And then Natalie starts cracking up laughing, like dying laughing. And then Scotty was like, oh my gosh, you're drunk. And then Santana, messy self, he gonna say, we trying to figure out, like, what's funny, Natalie? Like, you know, we got to see what's the tea between the besties before we figure out what's going on. Or what's the difference between the queen and the first lady, meaning Janisha and Scotty. So Natalie, she tries to give a little speech to Scotty, like, you know, I am proud of you. You know, you are evolved. It's just like at first when you came in, you were sweet and submissive. Keyword submissive. She wanted Scotty to submit to her ass. And, you know, she's basically saying all these traits that Scotty had at first, but throughout the seasons, Natalie has been picking on Scotty, and she literally hit Scotty, like fought her on Baddies West in almost every season after that. And yeah, so then Santana brings it back over to Janisha and Scotty, and he's like, you know, okay, Natalie and Scotty, you guys are keeping it surface level. Like, basically their answers weren't getting to the root of the problem. They were trying to keep it cute and surface level because they own camera. And he's like, okay, so, you know, Janisha and Scotty, like, what's going on with you guys? I feel like you guys are both beautiful women and we can talk about this. And then Janisha is just like, talk about what, Saucy? Like, I want to make this really clear. I am not a cast member. We are here to talk about Baddies USA. So there's no conversation to be had on that. And I just love the way she handled that. She shut that shit down. Like, stop playing in my face, child. This ain't got nothing to do with me. We are at the reunion for the Baddies USA Chapter 1. Like, do not try to get my business put out there on Front Street, child, please. And so, anyway, Janisha asked Scotty, like, you know, how was that process of you letting everybody know you're pregnant? And, you know, that, what was that like? And Scotty was just like, you know, it was amazing. It was beautiful to share. And then Natalie is literally cracking up again, not even letting Scotty finish her sentences, child. And so Scotty is like, Natalie is drunk. I can't even do this with her. And Bobby asked Scotty if she has anything nice to say about Janisha. And so Scotty says, like, yeah, you know, Janisha is beautiful. She carries herself very well, and she's very classy, like all 10s across the board. And what I feel like is she just saying what everybody in the comments be saying, because that's literally what all the girls be saying about Janisha. Every single thing that she said, all the way down to the 10s across the board, child. Like, you know, she's just that girl. But yeah, Janisha is just like, okay, whatever. I'm not even trying to hear all this right now. She really didn't give a fuck. She's like, yeah, we got a clip to play, and it's the clip with Scotty and Natalie arguing. Scotty was confronting Natalie about how she went on a rant and brought Scotty up and her dog. Like, she said, fuck her dog. And, you know, all this other stuff. She actually said that Lemmy put his hands on the dog, and Mariah has a video of it. And Natalie also said Mariah and Anna had something to do with your man. And Scotty's just like, and that's fine. And that's fine. Like, if anything, it's not fine. I mean, I guess since he kept it real with her, but girl, I thought that was your man. But anyway, they trying to get the tea out of Natalie. They're like, what does Mariah have to do with this? And Natalie is trying not to expose anything, literally. And they're like, girl, you said that you was coming on this reunion to clock tea, keep it real. You was gonna tell the business and shit like that. But now you just keep laughing and you're not saying what the truth is. Like, you're not saying what it really is. You're just playing around. You're not standing on business like you said you was going to at this reunion. And so Natalie just like changed the subject. She like, bring the next girl out. So they bring out Rolly. Natalie literally starts hiding, running behind the couch like, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you. Scotty telling her to come sit down, and so is Janisha. And Rolly starts saying what her problem is with Natalie. And she said that Natalie already knows what the issue is. Like, they have made up and dropped their issues. And then Natalie started talking about her in interviews and belittling her. So Santana asked Natalie if Rolly was fucking the brand up. And she said, no, not Rolly. So he said, is Scotty fucking the brand up? And she said, yes, because she not on top of things. And Scotty's like, I don't want to be the CEO. I don't have to be on top of anything. And Natalie is like, okay, so why are you telling them not to play my music at your baby shower? And you talking about boxing matches and stuff like that. And Scotty's like, I can have my own opinions. And Natalie is like, don't give your opinions, because your opinion doesn't matter over here. And Rolly talking about, I feel like she's coming for Scotty because Scotty is pregnant and, you know, she can't fight or whatever. But no, I feel like Natalie has always came for Scotty. Like, that's her favorite thing to do. She used to punk Scotty like a motherfucker. And, you know, she would do that even if she wasn't pregnant. I mean, Natalie loves to pick on Scotty. But anyway, then Rolly says, like, from the bitch that I started working with till now, you need to get your shit together. And Natalie is like, oh, please. Like, she gets up to say, this is what I'm not doing. Like, this is why I'm not doing this right now. And Rolly says, don't get up. Like, so Rolly gets up. And Natalie is like, you can't fuck with a bitch like me. This my shit. And they get to arguing or whatever. And Natalie is like, I don't have to fight none of these bitches. I don't have to. And then she goes to sit down by the crowd. And there's one lady in the crowd. She gets the mic and she's like, Natalie is always ducking smoke. She's always talking all the shit in the world, but won't fight nobody. And it's like, you're either going to be the CEO or a cast member. You cannot be both. And then literally Natalie gets up. Now she wants to fight Rolly because the girl in the crowd put a battery in her back. Anyway, they get to fighting. Natalie drunk as fuck. She can't even stand up straight. She can't even swing her arms fast enough. Rolly ain't even get a chance to hit her for real at first. And she just was falling all over the place. And she fell near Scotty. I'm just like, Scotty, you always talking about Baddies is ghetto. And what the girls on Baddies is doing is ghetto. But it's like, you're pregnant and you're literally on the same row as, like, you know, the bottom level where the couches are. And that's where the fights happen. They could have had the pregnant lady sit up a level. You know what I mean? And Scotty's right there in the midst of the fight. Like, Natalie is damn near falling on Scotty. And then Rolly start getting Natalie real good. Like, she start bop, like, really getting her. So, anyway, they bring out Tasiki and Mariah Lynn. And then they bring out Biggie and Krishan. And then Krishan gets back up to give Natalie a hug. And Natalie starts running away, scary as hell. And then they're asking about the beef with Biggie and Diamond the Body. And Biggie is speaking and Natalie is like, I don't want to hear this shit. Bring out the next group. And so Biggie is like, Natalie, don't be fucking rude. So Bobby, he's like, all right, somebody in the audience has a question. And so the question was, Mariah Lynn put Krishan on her hit list and isn't doing a fuck thing about it. But Mariah talking about, I said if anybody needs that, and I didn't say hit list. That's what the blog said. And it's like, girl, no. She act like she forgot what she said. Bitch, I remember. If you did forget, bitch, you were hella drunk or high and you shouldn't have been on live in the first place. This girl literally mentioned Krishan and a few other girls, K-Rican, Sapphire, etc. and said if they want that or need that, she's gonna give them that. But she was giving her hit list. Like, she initially said hit list in the beginning. But yeah, so then Saucy Santana starts asking, because the crowd is hype, yelling at Mariah Lynn. So he said, which one of y'all need that with Mariah Lynn? And one of the girls literally stood up, like, what's up? And then Mariah started walking up, and they get to fighting, but they really can't get to each other all the way because of the little thing that was in the middle. And Mariah kept backing up, but the girl's standing there like, come here, the fuck? So the girl hop over so they can really get it in, and it looks like the audience girl is beating Mariah Lynn uptown, child. Like, oh my God, I'm excited to see that shit. That's where this episode ends, though. So I can't wait for the next part. It's always like the first part is less entertaining than the second, but this episode was truly boring. Like, it's like they tried to give, but it didn't give. Like, it was still boring as fuck. I don't know what y'all got going on, but this reunion was horrible. Either way, if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you for watching it all the way through, okay? Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Drop y'all opinions down below for real, because I want to know what y'all thinking, okay? Was the reunion trash to y'all as well? And what was the most exciting part about this boring ass episode? Let me know. Until next time.